Oh my god.
Hey, over here! Open this door!
Oh my god, an actual human.
Please! There's something after me!
Ah!
Please!
I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't scan it either. Oh, this thing's some sort of mind control monster. A telepath. Ah, I did not encounter this guy when I first played. The telepath is considered to be one of the most dangerous known Typhon. Oh good. Capable of psychically controlling weaker-willed organisms and even people, it is almost impossible to contain for further study. Warning, please note that subsequent to incident case 1405-031433, the creation and containment of telepath-class specimens is no longer permitted. All personnel entering psychotronics are required to wear a psychoscope in addition to regular safety equipment. Alright. Cool. I do not want to get in that room for now. I'm not even sure how I get into this building. That level 3 password, I can't solve that. I can't figure out how to climb up there either. So I'm gonna have to let that thing run roughshod inside the greenhouse for now. So yeah, anyway, when it comes to this like big dilemma of like, oh, I'm not being catered to by Vijima Games anymore, like the big publishers, the answer of course is stop sticking to AAA, go for smaller middleware publishers and indie publishers. And in a way, absolutely I agree in one sense, like definitely support indie developers. Now for this immersive sim, I don't even know if
Talos, join us in congratulating Dr. Lorenzo Calvino, winner of the Employee Innovation Award this quarter.
Now I don't even know if this type of immersive sim can properly be done with oh my god, there's phantoms right there. We're gonna stealth, like I said, we're gonna do some stealthing. Oh, they've already smelled me. Let's try and sneak this away. There's some nice rocks over there we could use to try and climb up to Alex's house. Oh, goodness, they're after me. Oh boy, I could use one of those Typhon lures, I guess, to try and shake them off. But I'll try to keep my distance for now. Hide it out over here. I just can't take these guys, and I need to conserve my ammo. So yeah, the answer absolutely, like definitely support indie developers, middleware developers, if there are any middleware or indie developers for an immersive sim, because these require really high production to get to this level, these games. What are you guys shooting at? You crazy monster. Oh, jeez. These guys are all over me. I just really want to... I can't climb these. How did I do this last time? Because I took a really cool side route when I first played this. Let's climb back up now that I've shook the phantoms off. That's right. I think I jumped from over there to there and then went to those rocks. That's speaking of immersive sims, that's what I feel this game needs more, is these situations where you use indirect routes to get around. I think it's kind of the... There we go. Let's see those phantoms come after me now. Oh, they pieced off. Did they? Fine then. I'll just turn you on as well, and oh, you can move the turrets around. I didn't realize. That's a new one. Well, now I see it. It says carry right there. There we go. Well, those guys are in for a rude surprise next time they come in here. Evelyn McCarthy. Oh dear. You got bopped as well. I'm sorry. Sorry to see you go this way. Here we go. I think I can make this jump. Oh, I thought I could jump down from there. I just need to use the RTAC system. There we go. So, but the thing is, like, it's still, like, really sad if you're a fan of the genre to see like the big support for the genre to go down. Other people will say that AAA in itself is cancer on the industry. Okay, cancer is maybe a strong word, my apologies, but still a bad influence on the industry. And absolutely, there's some really bad practices in AAA gaming these days. I'm not going to deny any of that. Now, how did I climb these rocks? Oh, there's a way up. Okay. Ah, dang it! Now I have to climb it all the way up. But, no, I guess if I could use an analog from movies really quickly. In the mid-aughts, Disney stopped doing traditional animation movies, if you recall. They basically said that those were no longer viable. That was kind of their reasoning, and they started doing 3D animation movies, which, well, they did, of course, later go on and make Princess and the Frog, but that was also, I guess, not super successful, so then they ended up sticking out with 3D animation movies, and then Frozen came along, and that kind of sealed the deal now, didn't it? Ah, before we go, let's check around. Nope, everything's fine here. Oh, we got another duck beer. I don't want to drink a beer. So, now absolutely, you can say, like, well, you should stick to indie movies. Like you should stick to indie movies for if you want traditional animation. Those boxes look suspicious. And here he is, Julian Howard. Get his transcribe, and we get the growth formula.
However, Dr. Lin from Psychotronics was kind enough to provide me with a sample of
Aha!
material that should multiply the effectiveness of the phytohormones.
Oh,
when
you're
applied
not
to already
regular
inflamed
mimics.
I expect reduced time to
Oh, God.
This batch was an abysmal failure. Piss poor root
In fact, they were really tough mimics. Oh, no. When was my last save? Oh, I haven't remembered to hit quick save in a while. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. I forgot that they were those really beefy mimics. Now you guys are all here. Are those phantoms down there making a ruckus? There's like 3 people in there. I wish I could save them, but I'm not sure how to even get inside the greenhouse. Okay, in any case, so while absolutely traditional animation's not gone in movies, there's still movies made in that field. Although I have to admit, I can't actually recall what. I guess I don't follow movies enough. I don't know what movies have made in traditional animation apart from Disney's dabblings in them in the recent years. It's still sad because Disney was like associated with that. Like they're like the industry giant of animation. So if you're a longtime fan, like the feeling is understandable. The feeling of sadness, like if you're really like invested in that. That said, you don't want to really. You also don't want to really kind of go rampant with consumerism and feel like you have to be invested with a brand as well. I don't think that's healthy either. But I think the situation is kind of comparable. I'm a big fan of these linear games with these really tight, focused stories, and I'm in a lucky position because I really like a lot of indie games, and I like JRPGs, which are a bit more smaller budget. But these big budget games, it's such a treat when you get like a big budget game like this, and it actually does cater to your tastes. The way that this game has been catering to mine in a big way. So I don't know what my point is. I'm going through here because all I can say is that honestly, I can't see the trend in like. People have been saying it for years, so I might be off base here, but I'm starting to believe it myself that there's probably going to be some sort of crash in the games industry coming up. The AAA market is like so not in like I don't think games are never going to go away entirely, and not all AAA is going to go away either because it's the biggest entertainment industry now. That's undeniable, but a lot of companies I think are going to crash and burn because. The games as a service thing that's all the rage now is not going to be tenable for everyone either. in the future. I can't believe that happening.
However, Dr. Lin from Psychotronics was kind enough to provide me with a sample of material that should multiply the effectiveness of the phytohormones when applied to already mature plants. I expect reduced time to maturity, increased yield, and an above normal salutary effect. Hopefully, it doesn't taste like shit. I just need permission to run the plan through the fabricator.
Okay, so now we got the plans for the growth formula, which I don't know yet what the benefit of that's going to be. Maybe the fruit are going to be super healy. Okay, I'm thinking if I bop the thing with the psychic blast and then shot it, I probably could beat that big old mimic. See, I thought I had the mimic tracking scope, but could it be that this game's like Schrodinger's mimic? Like sometimes they're not mimics? I don't know. I'm not gonna find out though. Instead, I'm gonna fix up this situation here. No, you don't. And there we go. It's all fixed. Wait, was that weird noise I heard from here? There's a monster somewhere. I saw that mark. So, like, of course, I'm also, like, absolutely I'm being kind of a hypocrite crying about these games not selling well and not being successful when these games come out of this type, because I'm partly to blame. I haven't been buying these games when they're new. I haven't been supporting the industry.
I thought your shift isn't for another 2 hours, but I need you to come in now. Is everything okay? No, it's not. Stop by my cabin first. Bring the gun from my safe. Transmitting the key code. Right away, Captain.
That's curious. We're getting so much stuff. What is the... I think I missed this quest when I came through the first time. The golden gun. I got a lot of stuff to take care of. I'm getting a bit overwhelmed by these side quests all of a sudden. Oh well, we can manage. We can manage. Don't worry, guys. So, yeah, I mean, I tend to wait for games to go on a sale, which is not great to support the developers, because I just, not only that, but I just have so little time these days that I can't play nearly as many games as I used to, so I'm just not supporting all these games. So I'm partly to blame that, for example, Bethesda's publishing work has not been doing well. I mean, I did my part and bought Doom when it was new, absolutely, and Dishonored too. So I've been doing my part, actually, in that sense. I've been a fairly loyal customer in that sense. Remember when a second ago I said not to be a crazy consumer guy? Oh boy. Do as I say, not as I do. But like this game, I waited until it dropped until 40 euros, which in part is also a consumer statement from me, because I've never found 60 euros to be really a pleasant price range. I've always felt like 40's what I can comfortably go with. So, in one hand, you know, I'm kind of supporting that developers find a way to limit their budget and expectations. That's also a bit of a problem with games underperforming, is the huge budget and expectations that are spiraling out of control. I think that has to change in the future as well.
You used to sneak into my room when we were kids, hack into my computer. I still remember when you ruined my Galactic Conquistador save files. I broke your arm when I found out. I regret that now. But I'm still not fond of you messing with my stuff.
Wow, that sounded so sympathetic there, Alex. Thanks for that. Oh yeah. Sorry I broke your arm about a stupid save file. I guess, Well, I can certainly see myself getting grumpy if someone went and, like, deleted my Dark Souls save, or worse, went and killed a bunch of NPCs in it that I couldn't get back. That would... I think that would be worse, because I'd be like, no! Even though, in effect, the situation would be the same. I'd have to replay the game, but... So, I don't know. I mean, I can only follow the games industry and buy the games I enjoy, and it certainly looks like my interests are moving away from the mainstream. And that could be a good thing, since the AAA market is so questionable right now. Even ethically so, I feel. So it might be good to move away from that. But it's also just really sad that well, immersive sims were never a huge genre. Like, Looking Glass did not ever make a ton of money with System Shock either. But more expansively, the linear focused single-player experience somewhat losing prominence. As a fan of the genre, it kind of chokes you up. Okay, I think I'm done on the subject. Let's go now. International Art, Talos Edition. The TranStar Corporation commissioned several high-profile artists to create works exclusively for Talos 1, the orbital research and development facility that has brought us the Neuromod and many other technological wonders. Renowned Belgian sculptor Frederick Smart sculpted the work Smoke Signals, which forms the centerpiece of the employee dining hall. The installation artist, simply known as Jesse, constructed the chain of marbled glass panels which soar gracefully overhead in the Talos 1 lobby. And former street artist Patrick O designed a series of exclusive posters for TranStar, featuring impressions of orbit, eclipse, and other celestial themes in his signature geometric style. He also developed the Neuromod promotional image featuring the likeness of actor Daisy Prince. TranStar President Alex Yu commented, "Art inspires, fires our creativity, makes us look beyond our present circumstances to what might be possible." Oh, that was really inspiring. Almost makes me forget that comment you just mentioned about breaking my arm over a video game save file, you freaking creep! Also, here's some Tang poetry, which... well, I recognize some symbols here and there, but... I don't know what this says. That's white sun. That's the one I can read. Also, there's the fact that I haven't actually studied Chinese. I've studied Japanese, and although the symbols are shared, and I'm going to guess these two are the same, a lot of symbols, or a lot of words, do have different meanings that are shared. Oh, another upgrade kit. Let's also get here at Alex's computer. Too far, too fast 3. Hold on. We have a Neuromod. We'll just grab that. Look at this. He's freaking level 4 hacking to get into his dossier. So we're not going to do that. Let's look at this. Too far, too fast 3. Gosh, I really... Fast and Furious movies really lost me when they retitled it to Too Far, Too Fast. They should have ended that at Too Far, Too Fast 2. The Reagan era signaled the end of government's strong support for the space race. Space now belonged to only the interested few, those who could afford it. Historians argue that had Reagan pushed for a military justification, and with the right marketing, then perhaps the space program might have survived. However, without a significant threat to the US, there seemed little incentive. Our only other competitor, the Soviet Union, had already showed the danger of reaching too far. Too fast. Ooh, that's so true to real life, too. I mean, not the part about the Soviet Union, but about this too far, too fast. No, there were no Typhon in real life. But, man, it's sad that the space stuff slowed down after the space race. Man, we could be on the moon already. Okay, maybe we don't know. Maybe I'm being over-optimistic here. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Space just makes me all giddy and star-eyed. Okay, the Neural Horizon 2. Second search from Brandy's story. I asked Brandy if she felt betrayed by her paraplexis. She nodded, not in agreement, but understanding my point. Because they discovered they could map my brain, but I can't accept the Neuromod myself? Her smile became firmer. I think that makes the gift more meaningful. It would be a year before it was quietly decided by TranStar to receive no further neural maps, connectomes, from paraplexis patients, citing unspecified risks. Well, that sounds creepy. I don't know rightfully what that means yet. Okay, so, let's look at those neural mods now. I got 3 of those. We got some skills. I need to scan some mimics. Because I think we could put that mimic matter to use, but I just can't figure out how yet. It just seems really useful. I mean, yeah, nearby object. That sounds really rad. Okay, but you can't mimic complex machines until you get this. You can mimic operators if you get the final one. Okay, well I can definitely see the benefits of that. That's like really useful. You can fly around and stuff. That'd be neat. I think I'm gonna get this stealth one actually. Now that I've decided to commit to stealth. Oh, I did have 4 points. I could have really used those on something. Oh, cool. You can get sneak attack. That would be really good. You could just shoot mimics in one shot. Okay, so, but now that I've decided to try and do stealth more in the game, I think that was a good idea for me to get that stealth skill there for now. I realize I'm stretching my points out rather haphazardly. Can't help myself. Here's the big problem. So we can actually open this hatch. But we can't move this damn crate. In fact, I could have maybe... Could I have gotten... I had 4 neuromods. I could have just gotten leverage 2 and lifted this out of the way. Dang it, I didn't think this through. I am dumb. Because when I first played this, I got to this part, I did not have 4 neuromods, so I could not get the leverage 2. Okay, well, we're sticking with the original timeline then. Well, I move on, and we'll come back to this later. And the thing is, what's really bugging me here is... I mentioned immersive sims, like I might not agree that you can play them necessarily however you want with like in terms of combat. Like I've never felt, like I said, that combat's very strong in these types of games. But they are all about finding alternate ways around problems, different skills being used in different ways. But to get to Alex's safe, I spent like upwards to 10 minutes running around this house in the last video trying to find a way to bust in there, but I just can't find any way in there except moving this crate out of the way. Frustrating for sure. And that seems like there's like 2 options come to my mind. They actually did make it so you can only move that to get in, which is really annoying. That seems kind of against the whole spirit of this genre of games that I've been hyping up for this whole episode now. To not have an alternate way in there. Like, look, I climb up here, like, thinking like maybe I can drop in. Isn't really any nice way to get in there.
Good afternoon, Talos. Lunch is served in the cafeteria from 12 to 2 p.m.
Oh, I realized why I'm doing this weird limping motion. It must be because I'm sick still from radiation sickness. That's a visual cue to me being sick because I'm doing this weird wobbly move. I thought the game was bugged out, that I was still acting like I was drunk from that beer. But no, I think it's my radiation status. I need to find a... Do I have an anti-rad on me? I probably have some on me. It's just that this is kind of a mess at this point, my inventory. Okay, that help at all? Ooh, Big Bang Candy, thank you. Oh yes, I do have an anti-rad. There we go. Okay, now I'm much less wobbly. That's fantastic. Speaking of nice touches, I love these telescopes in this game. There's not a lot of point of them. You can just look at stuff through them. You can't even move the telescope around. That's a bit annoying, but look at this nice view of the lunar surface. And that weird shape on the surface there. It's really weird looking. That one wedge-looking blob there. I don't know. I think it's interesting. Oh yeah, terraforming Mars. Oh boy. I hope it doesn't involve creepy cockroach aliens that are really uncomfortable looking. But the cost of these Mars installations and their continued maintenance is staggering, and their Spartan shells are a far cry from the idyllic colonies pictured by turn-of-the-century inspirational space tourism posters. All that might be about to change. In a rare interview, TranStar President Alex Yu reveals his vision of a Mars where families in short sleeves can picnic in a grassy field, then pick out the point of light that is Earth after the sun sets. Enabling this vision requires terraforming Mars. You might say it needs some terraform Mars. The most challenging engineering problem the human race has ever faced. You present an innocuous gray moss to me, an extremophile organism designed specifically for that purpose. Dubbed Takakia Catherine, the simple-looking plant is actually a fantastically efficient organic machine that, given enough centuries, will convert the Martian atmosphere into something that very much resembles our own. Exciting. I wish that was a reality too, but not gonna be in my lifetime, that's for sure. So yeah, I jumped around here for a long while too. Like, a lot of these vents here look like I'd be allowed to get in there somehow. I have a lot of spare wrenches, by the way. I grabbed them by accident. There we go. But I just can't figure out. Unless you can bust these in. Which doesn't look like it. Thought I'd give it a quick swing, but no. There we go. Game won't let me bust in there. I thought, like, for sure there'd be a vent I can crawl in and sneak into Alex's safe that way, but nah, the damn thing's closed down and I cannot figure out any way of getting in there. Apart from, again, moving that box, which we'll do a bit later. But for now, we are not going to deep storage yet. We are instead going to scan these boys. There's a lot of aliens down there. You sneaky git. Come on now. We're gonna lose the data! No! My data. Oh. Also, you're down there. Ah. Oh, good, you can scan through the slats there. An etheric phantom. Interesting. What do we got on etheric phantoms? Okay, so it is unclear at this time what prompts a Weaver to invest additional resources in the creation of these more powerful phantoms. That's the same thing it said about the voltaic. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, never mind. We didn't have anything on that. I remembered wrong. However, testing has revealed that these phantom specimens are much more durable and more dangerous than their weaker cousins. Of particular note is the etheric phantom, which produces a particulate cloud that is highly toxic and disruptive to normal matter. The Phantom is capable of manipulating this particulate to create a duplicate of itself for short periods, as demonstrated in test log 16290231. Please note that in addition to standard purge procedures required for Phantom study, any enclosure used to house an etheric Phantom must have its atmosphere cycled. So they cause hallucinations with their weird gases. Particularly, they create a mirror image of themselves, basically. No! What was that noise? Nothing. Nothing. Don't mind me, you creepy alien what's-its. Oh boy. I think I got away from the Phantoms. That was rough for a second. I forgot I had the RTAC system too. That was embarrassing. But I really wanted to scan the one guy. For some reason, it is having so much trouble getting a bead on him. Just stay still for a second longer, come on. Gotcha! It's a thermal phantom. I called it a pyro phantom when we encountered the first one in the office, but it's a thermal phantom. This is the same text as on the etheric phantom, about the more powerful phantoms. As its name implies, this phantom manipulates thermal radiation. Infrared analysis showed it was able to radiate lethal levels of infrared energy as a defensive measure when threatened. Its most dangerous ability, however, is the spontaneous eruption of superheated plasma from a distance. Range is uncertain due to the small scale of the enclosures. Alright, there we go. And hey, guess what? We're actually going to end it here, because it's kind of funny. I didn't actually get to as far as in my first recordings. I guess I was more efficient somehow. It's because I was messing at the greenhouse and hunting down that Weaver. That ate up time. So there's about 5 minutes more of gameplay, but we'll do that next episode because I think this is a good moment to end it, when we go solve the problem with the elevator, and that's not going to be fun. And after that, I guess we'll do the golden gun thing. Why not? Before heading to deep storage, because I don't even know what the golden gun thing is. I missed that side quest when we first came here. In my first attempt to play this area. But anyway, a bit more non-blind gameplay next time, and oh boy, it's going to be a doozy. The lift mission is not fun. And after that, we'll be back to your regular scheduled blind Minsk and Friends gameplay, where I'll do less sermoning about the state of video games. Just play the games you like, guys. Don't worry about the grumblings of an out-of-touch guy who doesn't even play that many games anymore, unfortunately. Anyway, catch you all then. Goodbye!